All right, there's the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our Clash of the Champions review series. It's going to be WCW Clash of the Champions 30. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank. Let's get into it. This is right after a month after Starcade,
Hmm.
and we're heading down the road to Super Brawl, where it's going to be Hogan and Vader.
Yep.
They're not supposed to touch each other
Right.
really, or get into it before then. But I have a feeling that rule is going to be thrown
Hmm.
out the window tonight. January 25th, 1995, Las Vegas, Nevada. Tony Schiavone, Bobby the Brain Heenan on commentary. Pretty decent card. Let's just kick it right off. It starts off for the television title. Arn Anderson in a return bout defending the title against Johnny B. Bad. Fans actually voted for this match. Anderson won the television title by cheating on January 8th against Johnny B. Bad. So this is the return bout that all the fans wanted to see.
Yep.
I'm sure Johnny B. Bad was going to get the return bout anyway. Didn't take long also during this match for Colonel Robert Parker to get involved. That's what he does.
Yep.
What's fun is Bad hits his knockout punch on Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson goes to the outside. Of course, Parker revives him with some ice water. Oh boy! And here we go again. Bad chasing Parker around the ring. This was not good because not only is Parker at ringside, but so is Ming.
Yep.
Ming threw Anderson into the ring. Bad chased, Parker into the ring where Anderson was able to grab him, DDT him, pin him, and successfully win
That's
the
it.
title. It's a 3-on-1 handicap
Yeah,
match
pretty
here,
much.
which is ridiculous. Parker's got his manager's license. What the hell is Ming doing there? So, in any event, Arn Anderson retains the television title. Following that, Mean Gene Okerlund interviewed Kevin Sullivan and The Butcher about their upcoming main event
The Faces of Fear. The three Faces of Fear.
well, two of them here,
Well, two of them, yeah.
as they face the Monster Maniacs.
Right, they're not the Mega
Not,
Powers. They go
not
back to
yet.
Mega Powers though. I don't know why they were being called that. I don't know if it was a copyright thing at the time. I have no idea. No idea.
I'm surprised they were able to use Mega
Mega
Powers
Powers, yeah.
even in WCW,
Hmm.
but it is what it is. Plus, they also had a video package on Alex Wright. Why I have no idea.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's one
because
of
they
the
just want
punk.
to kill some time. Yeah. Our next match on the card, speaking of him, it's Das Wonder Kid Alex Wright against beautiful Bobby Eaton at
Yeah.
this point. It just doesn't matter. There's a guy that lasted pretty much the whole length of WCW, and they were able to just find things for him to do. Because honestly, at this point, I thought, all right, Midnight Express is done,
All right.
the Dangerous Alliance is done. I mean, just move on. From here, he goes into the Blue Bloods, which makes no sense whatsoever. I mean,
I know.
it
They
just
were
doesn't
just
belong.
at least they were keeping him employed. So.
And they were using him, and he wasn't just being squashed every chance
Hmm.
they got. So that was the good thing. This was actually a decent match between Alex Wright and Bobby Eaton. Wright hit a nice little missile drop kick on Eaton during the match, but couldn't get the pin as Eaton kicked out. Eaton hit the Alabama Jam from the top rope, which was nice, but again, Alex Wright kicked out. So we've got a nice knockdown, drag out affair going here. Excuse me. Wright hits a crossbody drop from the top rope after running across the ring, gets the pin on Bobby Eaton, and once again, Das Wonder Kid is your winner. Following that, Mean Gene interviewed Vader, who happens to have purchased 2 tickets at
Right, right.
ringside.
Said it was for
Who
Harley Race. Oh, Harley Race. 'Cause they were asking,
Harley,
where's Harley Race?
yeah, never. Harley Race never showed up, and not
Right.
only that, but Ric Flair's got himself a
Right.
couple of seats sitting ringside. Now,
Close to him,
remember,
yeah.
at this point, Ric Flair is retired,
Retired, yeah.
but still soaking it up. And then I think it was Bobby Heenan that said, "Are the two of them, conspiring?" And I'm
Right, right,
like,
right.
"Yeah, after their feud together, why not?
Yeah.
Enemy of my enemy. Let's do this." So yeah, Mean Gene interviewing Vader versus Hogan. They've announced that Super Brawl, and again, like I said earlier, they cannot wrestle in any arena prior to Super Brawl. Well, let me just tell you this right now: they ain't wrestling tonight. They fighting. So, and I was actually surprised that they waited this long after Hogan got there for these two to even lock up. Because the first thing I thought after Flair when he got there was, man, what would be cool if Hogan goes after Hogan and Vader. So they did not disappoint with that feud. Few times, no selling. I'll get to that later. Next match on the card, it was for the WCW Tag Team titles. Harlem Heat defending against Stars and Stripes. With Harlem Heat already in the ring, before Stars and Stripes even came out, this is when Ric Flair came out, ran into Vader. Vader still staring him down a little bit.
It was good stuff,
as he headed to his seat. Yes. So something's going to happen at the end of this night, either from Flair or from Vader. Something's going down. Hogan's in a world of problems, and Savage is going to be caught in the middle of it, like normal.
Damn, Randy.
Yeah, I know. During the match, Sherry was on the apron holding a shoe. What is it with them in footwear?
They love shoes.
I'm telling you. And this wasn't even at the time where they had Nitro going with the actual shoes. This was just a random thing. Bagwell whips Booker T into her, colliding with Sherry. Bagwell went for the roll-up pin when Stevie Ray it was at the 2 count. Stevie Ray gets a big boot. They were able to reverse it. Booker T also holding a nice pair of tights on Bagwell, gets the victory. Harlem Heat retains the tag team titles over Stars and Stripes. Don't worry, American Males is coming.
Yep.
So Bagwell will get his he'll get his revenge on Harlem Heat. Oh man. Following that, Mean Gene interviewed Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage, the Monster Maniacs, not the Mega Powers. Following that, our next match was a special attraction. Special guest referee, the Guardian Angel. It was Sting versus Avalanche. Yeah, this hit the shitter. I'm sorry. This was bad. And I really thought that Sting versus Avalanche was going to be a good match.
Right.
Until you added the Guardian Angel and everything that transpired during this match. Now, Sting threw his jacket at Avalanche to start the match. He had to.
Yeah,
500, almost 500 pounds. Come on. Sting is giving away most of his body weight to this dude. It was like back in '88 watching Andre versus Savage. Can he realistically beat this man? You got to find everything. I've said this before, like Ventura with the Rockers and Twin Towers. You got to run, you got to hide, you got to move. Sting can do all three against the Avalanche. Sting with 4 Stinger splashes on the Avalanche, also, which was pretty impressive. Then he body slammed him.
Yep.
Now, he applied the Scorpion Deathlock. He got the submission. Now, he got the submission. However, the Guardian Angel wouldn't call it.
No.
Meanwhile, you see Avalanche is doing this. Another referee came down. Nick Patrick came down. He's the one that called it. Because Guardian Angel, for whatever reason, would not call this. Said that he did not give up. After that, Guardian Angel pushed Nick Patrick and told Sting he was the referee. Then shoved Sting. Now all of a sudden we've gone to you being the referee to we got a heel change happening here. I believe for a brief period, even though he goes back to Big Bubba Rogers, the Fallen Angel, which lasted probably 2 weeks.
Oh Jesus!
Another gimmick.
Yeah.
Guardian Angel threw Patrick out of the ring. Stars and Stripes and Alex Wright came down to break it all up.
Well, that's because they double teamed him. It was
handicap assault. With Avalanche. Now all of a sudden they're best friends.
Right. Yeah. Hogan
they were feuding with each other. Right. Yeah.
And Hogan nowhere to be found to Steve.
Of course. That doesn't work for him. So and then of course Mean Gene interviewing Guardian Angel and Avalanche, and then all of a sudden now it's Big Bubba Rogers. I got to go back to my roots. Why didn't you do that when you first got here? Would have cleared everything up. Because he was actually good, for some people that don't know, Cornette was his manager in the late 80s. Before he got to WWE, Big Bubba Rogers, he was part of the whole Starrcade thing with the Skywalkers one, I believe. But, now we got, his 4th gimmick, and he's not even been there a little over a year. I don't know. What are you going to do? Now on to the main event. We had Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage against Kevin Sullivan and The Butcher, 2 of the 3 faces of fear. Oh, boy. Now, what was funny during this match, I got a kick out of this. Butcher applies the sleeper hold on Hogan. Now he thinks he won the match. Dummy. The referee did not raise your hand. Now, Hogan, Savage wound up
resurrecting. He resurrects.
Yeah.
He's talking about the spot where he resurrects.
He slaps him, and then he elbow drops him.
Hogan.
From the top rope. Yeah.
to wake him
Yeah,
up.
exactly. All of a sudden, that wakes him up.
Right, right.
I'm like, damn. And then, of course, Heenan's like the savage turn on Hogan. I'm thinking, no, but he's having fun
Right.
doing this.
Yeah. I mean, he should
He's
have.
beating it. He
He
should
was
have
smart. He
pinned him
should
at
have.
this point. Exactly. So now all of a sudden he revives Hogan. Hogan got right up.
Right. It should be noted though,
Uh,
like during the match, like Vader's in the crowd, he's jawing at Hogan. It's like Clubber Lang. He
oh, the
reminds,
stare down
yeah,
and
he reminded me of Clubber Lang, when he was chasing
yes, and
Rocky.
Rocky, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And Savage keeps telling him, "Don't worry about
Right,
that.
right, right.
Focus on
Focus on
in
the match.
here."
Yeah, yeah.
He's just trying to get into your head.
Because
You got
Vader's
him
the
at a
number
later
one
date.
contender. I don't know if we mentioned it. Vader's at this point he's the number one contender again for the
Yeah,
title.
because he gets the U.S. title, so now he's
Right,
the
right.
number one contender.
When he was
Everybody
already the
else
number one
that had it
contender.
before didn't get.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
he already had the number one contendership. Don't forget that.
He won the triangle match.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, he already had it, but
Yeah.
now he double has it.
Right. So, anyway.
It's WCW, people. What are you gonna do? Now, once again, Butcher applies the sleeper, this time on Savage. But Savage dropped down with a kind of a jawbreaker to break the hold. Why didn't Hogan think of that? The tags Hogan. Hogan slams Butcher. Savage elbow drops at Hogan with the leg drop. That's how they get the pin.
And see ya.
Naturally, Hogan has to be the one to get the pin, but whatever. Hogan and Savage beat the Butcher and Sullivan yet again. Now, if the match wasn't interesting enough, which it wasn't bad.
That was fine. It was entertaining.
It was decent for a clash.
Yeah.
What transpired afterwards was golden. Afterwards, Vader left his seat, came in the ring, attacked Savage.
Took out Macho Man like he was nothing.
Instantly.
Wiped him out.
Stares down Hogan.
Yep.
They go at it. He power bombs Hogan.
Right.
And one of many times he'll do this in 1995. He no-sells the
He no-sells it. So the story behind this is that Vader had no idea that he was going to do that. He was supposed to leave him lying in the ring at the Clash of the Champions after the Vader bomb, because then that sets up the Super Brawl match, and you're like, oh man, Vader's probably going to beat Hogan. He had no idea. Hogan just he celebrates. Vader celebrates, and Hogan pops back up, and then him and Macho Man beat up Vader.
And then they dropped Vader, and he left the ring. And
no-sell Hogan strikes again.
Oh, by the way, what's funny is during all that, the replay showed Vader had his pants ripped. So, to add insult into injury, you got some ripped pants. But Hogan doing this multiple times to Vader in 1995, I thought was a huge slap in the face to the man.
It was, and the other thing is too. I might have mentioned this before. Vader was trying to get them to let him go over on Hogan to extend that feud. He's like, I gotta beat him at least one time. Let me beat him, and then
seriously,
that'll set up the rematch. Hogan is chasing the belt again. That'll help. But no, I think Hogan beats him every time.
Yes, he does. It's ridiculous. It really was. Hogan made Vader look like he was nothing.
Vader was such a great heel too. Watching him here, he was over as a heel. He was believable. He was doing great stuff. But you know who?
Hogan no-sells the one move that has put everybody out.
Yeah.
Including Flair himself at one time. But no, Hogan's just going to get right up every time that powerbomb gets hit. I thought that was the only thing that I hated about this feud.
He sold it at first, so he fooled everybody, because at first he sells it.
Yeah, and then a couple of seconds later, it just pops
back up. Yeah, so
you got to be kidding me. No elbow drop can keep him down. No power bomb is going to keep him down. Come on.
Didn't work for him.
No, it didn't.
But I mean, overall, I guess this was all right. This clash wasn't bad. It was had its moments.
It did. Like I said, was setting up Super Brawl. Unfortunately, Savage is caught in the line of fire. Unfortunately, with Hogan's BS. But like I said, it wasn't bad for a clash. It wasn't bad. If this was a pay-per-view, we'd be trashing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, well, that's a review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys soon.
Take care.